I'm the team leader with Keller Williams Realty Heritage, which is located in San Antonio, Texas. I am here representing the ALC subcommittee, the technology committee. Chairman Richard Cepeda, co-chair is Jim Bucher. I'm sitting here with Ramsey, a realtor here in our office who's had a high success rate with doing his internet lead generation. Ramsey, thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure to be here.
Why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and how long you've been in the real estate business?
Well, I have been in the real estate market in San Antonio for a little over 2 years now. I was licensed back in '99, left. Went on sabbatical like most agents do here and there. They'll take off and they go, okay, I want to go back, put me back in the mix. I ran clubs for a couple large chains from California, Louisiana, and what I did was anytime any of our properties had issues, I was the guy that went in and pretty much wiped everything out, brought sales back up, and then spun out to a different area. Money was great, but you know, lifestyle was just brutal, right, to say the least.
You didn't see the sun a whole lot, basically.
No, definitely not a whole lot of sun. High stress, a lot of drama. It's just something I realized for a future and and a life that I wanted for myself, I just didn't want to do anymore.
Got it. I want to talk about lead generation and some of the successes you've had and how it can benefit the viewers. And we're going to try and get some tips and advice from Ramsey on some things he's done. So Ramsey, if you don't mind, I got a list of questions here that we've kind of drawn up. You mind if I just kind of go through these and let's just kind of hit these one at a time. I think it'll kind of lead us the way. Tell me a little bit about how you drive traffic to your website.
Good question. First of all, you got to get the website right out of the gate.
Okay.
Once you get said site set up, you need to figure out how to gear it through the internet. You have several different avenues. One of the avenues that I use that has been the most successful is a Google AdWords or pay-per-clicks type campaign. And what that is it consists of picking certain keywords and elements out, attaching a budget to it, and then linking your site. So that when people go on to do broad searches for real estate, your site pops up. And that's the end result and the end goal. You've got to get people to your site, and that's how I've seen the most success for myself.
What are some of the challenges on setting up these Google AdWords?
Back to the other part. See, the first question makes everything sound great, fine and dandy.
Right. Well, and I think that's I think the design of what we're trying to create here is it is one of those things that sounds great, everybody's doing it, but how to do it and what are those challenges?
Exactly. One of the biggest challenges you're going to come up with is a budget.
Okay.
Your turnaround on this is not something that's going to be overnight. You've got to have a campaign, a strategy, and a plan in place. You've got to have a system of checks and balances that make it worthwhile. Because what's going to happen is I go in and I set up my site and I put in my budget. And then you go in and set up your site, put in your budget. And then Tom goes in and sets up a site, puts in his budget. We're all setting our budget for the same thing. We're all in the same market area. We're all looking for the same words. So once I do this, where does it go next? And what happens is we all start going in and keying things up and driving business and numbers. One stacks over the other. So Tom's going to bid for the same amount for one word that I'm going to bid. So where do we go for placement? So now our market's going.
Tell me, go into that a little bit more. What you're talking about on words and how one word can be more valuable than another.
Okay, for example, a broad word would be San Antonio real estate. Everybody in San Antonio market wants.
Right. If I'm sitting in Wisconsin, I'm looking for house San Antonio. I'm just going to go San Antonio real estate. Is what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay.
Because they don't know Chavano Park, they don't know Alamo Heights unless they have a friend or someone who's lived there.
Right.
So it's a broad word. So that word may cost you $1. Well, to get even, placement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's dollar per what?
Per click.
Okay, per click.
What'll happen is this. Okay, let me break it down a little bit more. I'm going to go in, I'm going to choose a key set of words. And in this key set of words, it's going to be like San Antonio homes, it's going to be San Antonio real estate, yada, yada, yada. Now then, each of these words has a dollar amount attached to it. So whenever you go to my site, you Google San Antonio homes, and my site pops up, I get charged as soon as you click on my site. Whether you decide to stay at the site, whether you decide to look around on the site, just for clicking on that site.
So the name of it is called pay per click. Got it.
Exactly. So if I've got 3 or 4 other people doing the same exact thing, and we're all bidding for that positioning, so people see our sites in order to click on it, that's where you come into it. And the biggest problem I had was, okay, let me find the keywords that are relevant, because if you put words in that are just too broad, people just messing around the net are going to, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. I'm just kind of curious. I have no desire to look at properties or whatever, but it's there. Let's click on it and see if it's got any other stuff that, I can find, something to talk about around the coffee pot. And then it's going to rack up quick. Your budget will get eaten very, very fast. And if you don't stick with it, then you're driving not only your budget up, but you're driving, everyone else who's trying to do the same thing, you're driving their budgets through the roof.
And just to clarify the viewers real quick, you can put a cap on that. daily cap is what they call it. Is it a daily cap?
Yeah.
Is what they call
Yeah.
it? Where you put a maximum on there that it won't go over.
Yeah, you can do $10 a day, $18 a day, $20.
So I don't want people to think that it's out of control, because we do have a lot of people that probably this is brand new to them.
Yeah,
that are watching this.
But see, the thing that people really need to keep in mind is it can get out of control. It can get out of control real quick because you've got to put a card up front in advance. You've either got to pay for it in advance. Say I want to put $200 or whatever a month. They're going to charge your card $200, and then you're going to put how much of that $200 they want spent every day over this month period. On the same note, you could give them a credit card and then just bill you at the end of every month, and for whatever traffic, but you can still put your daily limitations and amount. Well, if you're not paying attention and you haven't been monitoring it, and you don't know what's this or that, you could just be